Welcome to Wacky Wednesdays. I'm Miss Angela from the Indian Valley Public Library in Telford, PA, and I am here again today with our special guest, Jude. Say hi, Jude.
Hi.
Hi. He was such a big hit with our last week's Wacky Wednesday. We decided to bring him back. So thank you, Jude, for coming again today. We really appreciate it. Now, today we are going to do 2 experiments with weather. So we're going to learn a little bit about weather today. And don't forget, if you have the ingredients for our experiment today and you want to do it along with us, you can. Or don't forget, you can always go to the kids page, and I'll put the link for that in the comments section, but you can always go to the kids page later. There's a Wacky Wednesday page on there, and we always put the videos up for those. So you can always come back and do it later if you want and watch it again. But for today's experiments, we're going to do 2. The first one we're going to do today for you is we are going to do a cloud in a jar. Now, Jude and I did this already, so we know it works. So for this experiment, it's very simple. You just need some kind of a glass. It doesn't have to be a glass. It can be plastic, but it does need to be see-through. So you're going to take something see-through like this. It helps if it has a wider brim. You're going to want to fill it up about 2/3 of the way. I have it a little more than 2/3 of the way there. But you want to make sure that there is some space at the top, on top of your water. So there you have your water. And then you're going to need shaving cream. And I like to use white shaving cream because this is a cloud and it looks more like a cloud and it's easier to see the food coloring that we're going to put in. I'll talk about that in a little bit. If you don't have shaving cream, you know what else we were talking about we could use, right, Jude? We were talking about we could use whipped topping like Ready Whip.
Yes.
Don't play with that. We don't want to spill that. You could use like Ready Whip would work too, and then you could eat it because food coloring is edible if you wanted to. We talked about maybe doing this at night with our ice cream sundaes, making a cloud on our ice cream sundaes. So, but I wouldn't do that with shaving cream. We're going to use shaving cream for this today. And then the other thing you're going to need is food coloring. We have these fun neon colors. We're going to use blue today because blue is the color, we think it looks more like rain, and the food coloring is your rain. You can really use any food coloring you want. It gives you the same effect. But we're going to talk about saturation. Now, what happens in the clouds is our clouds up in the sky, they absorb moisture until they get to the point where they're 100% saturated or very saturated. They get heavy. Oh my gosh, you have food coloring on your hands already. That's one of the things. I have a little bit of food coloring on my hand. You do get a little messy. You could wear gloves if you didn't want to get food coloring on your hands. But it does wash off. It just sometimes it takes a little bit. So once clouds get completely saturated, that's when it rains. So we're going to show that with our cloud in a jar. So I'm going to take my shaving cream. I have to shake it up really well. Otherwise it spatters, and I think it's going to probably spatter anyway because the last couple times we did this, it did. But that's okay. You're going to make a nice, big, thick cloud on the top of in your sky. There's our cloud. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to put some rain in our cloud. Ready, Jude? Jude is going to put the rain in the clouds, and he's going to count how many raindrops, and we are going to tell him to stop when we start seeing food coloring come through the clouds. All right, you ready, Jude? All right, go ahead. You start and you count. How many drops are you putting in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, hold on. Keep going. I don't see it. Oh, that, Jude, good observation. Now it's starting to saturate. So how many was that? I lost count. Was it 14 or 13?
I think that was 11.
11? It might have been 11. I don't know. But now, see, what happens is our cloud got so saturated that it started raining. And now it's raining. If you look closely, you see all the rain. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that aside because I want to see what it looks like after it's been raining for a while. See how much rain gets in our sky? That's
also, look.
Wow, it's raining on that side too. You're right. It is. It's pretty cool. We were putting huge drops of rain in our rain cloud. So if you put smaller drops, you might have more drops before it starts raining. It just gives you a demonstration of what it looks like when it rains. The other thing that we're going to do today is we're going to make a tornado in a jar. So here I have my jar mostly filled with water, and this is what you're going to need. You're going to need some kind of a glass or a plastic jar, mostly filled with water with a lid. It's got to have a lid on it. You have to be able to kind of see a little bit through here. I did a salsa jar, and I kind of ripped off some of the paper. It doesn't have to be completely clear, but as long as you can see kind of towards the top.
On the top right here of this cloud, it looks like it has one spike.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. All right. So what you're going to need in addition to your jar full of water, you all right, Jude? You are going to need some dish soap. Okay, Jude, I would like you to put your dish soap in. Now, I will caution you, you do not want to have too much soap, just a drop or two of dish soap. So I'm going to help Jude so he can pour this, and that's it. That's probably all we're going to need. You can always, it's better to add a little bit and then add more later if you need it than to have too much. Because if you have too much, it gets sudsy, and then you can't see the tornado. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure that the lid is on tight, and that's not on tight. Okay, because what you are going to do is you are going to shake it in a circle like this. Can you shake it in a circle? Remember how we did that earlier? Shake it in a circle. You got to shake it really hard. So if you can't shake it really hard, you want to find a grown-up or somebody who can. Because if you don't shake it really hard, you're not going to see the effect of the tornado. You can kind of see, it's really hard to see it, but you should have a funnel cloud in, it's really hard to convey it. You should have a funnel cloud, kind of looks like a tornado. Do you want to do some more shaking for me, and I'll talk to the audience? It's really hard to see. You got to get it really going. And sometimes people recommend holding it upside down. I don't trust the lid on this jar enough.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, you can sort of see it. I can sort of see it, but I don't, it's so light that I'm not sure if you can see it at home. But what happens is the suds make a tornado. I don't think you can see it through there. It's not really showing up too well on the, it shows up better when you do it in person. So I highly recommend doing it in person.
That looks like a tornado.
You see the tornado in there? Yeah, it's really hard to see it on the video. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about that. But you can see it if you do it. I recommend doing this one at home, and you gotta look real close and you can see it. And it's just a cool experiment. Plus, if you rinse this out, it's now been washed. So that's another side effect.
Hey,
Mom might like that one.
Hey,
yeah, look at that.
This looks like a mold that just dug through the ground, and then water came through down to
let's show the audience that.
Underwater.
See, this is what Jude's talking about. He says it kind of looks like a mole. A mole dug a hole and the rainwater went down. That kind of looks like a mole hole, right?
It looks like a mole hole that a mole dug through the ground, and then the water followed him, and then it fell to the water grounds. Wow.
Yeah, you're right. I can see that. Okay, but before we go, we had a lot of fun doing this science experiment with you. But before we go, I do want to mention a couple things. If you want to know what's going on at the library, while we're closed, we're doing a lot of really cool virtual programs. Make sure you check that kids page out that I was talking about earlier. You can also email me at youthservices@ivpl.org if you want to get on our e-newsletter list. But one thing I do want to mention that's really cool, if you are interested in weather, and I love weather, I think it's really fascinating. We have a great service. If you haven't discovered it already, it's called Hoopla. Hold on just a second, Jude. Hoopla is a wonderful resource. It is free to you. All you got to do is go to the website, www.ivpl.org. You do need to have a library card, but it's free for you. It's ebooks, it's audiobooks, it's little movies, but there's a lot of really great books about weather in that. Just a second, Jude. And you can do that with a library card. Hold on one second. Jude wants to show the audience one more time our rain, and then we're going to sign off.
No, I just want to tell them that they need to do something, get a long video from us doing a life hack from these two things mixed together.
Oh, you want to try mixing them together? You know what? Maybe we can do that in the future.
And you need to type one AA.
All right, well, we're going to sign off.
AA armor to 1-800.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later, okay, Jude? For now, we're going to say goodbye. Don't forget to check out Hoopla. It's on our website. If you don't have a library card, it also tells you how to get a library card. While the library is closed, we're doing some temporary library cards. So make sure you check that out. And we are going to do some fun, more science, so we have something to do for next week. Can you say goodbye, Jude?
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you soon.